I'm launching a snack brand called Feastables in our first. That just feels weird. Do you like it, Reed?
I do.
Okay. Well, if Reed likes it. It's funny. We'll be fine. All right, let's do it. I just launched a chocolate bar, and 10 random people that buy it will be flown down to compete in a video for my chocolate factory.
Welcome back, guys. This is an episode that I have been personally wanting to film for a long time. This is a company that's been in the works for almost 2 years. And just for those of you who don't know, my name's Reed. I am MrBeast manager, and I'm also the CEO of Night Media, as well as my co-host Blake, who is at Ludlow Ventures, a venture capitalist in this industry. And we've been doing this podcast now for about a year, and this episode is actually going to be fully about a snacks company that Jimmy and I, MrBeast and I, have been working on for a long time. So we're excited that you guys get to be a part of this. He just put up a main channel video that you guys should go watch, and we're gonna get a little bit more into detail of like how this company is even here and what all went into Feastables. So Blake, I'm glad you're here with me. You have bars as well. I know we got you chocolate bars, and so I'm excited for you to try them. And then I can kind of explain like the whole sweepstakes, how does this thing work, and all that.
Yeah, I mean, first off, just like, where did this idea even come from? Like, I know you said it's been in the works for 2 years, and I think I remember you first telling me about it probably almost 2 years ago as well. Like, what led you guys to do this and create a candy bar of all things, or a chocolate bar?
Yeah, this idea actually was talked about well before MrBeast Burger was even like an idea, and so it really started with me kind of brainstorming some categories, and I kind of stumbled upon like beef jerky, and then stumbled into chocolate and cookies. And so I remember pitching Jimmy on this concept of like launching a snacks business. He was in town. This was in 2020. He was in town filming a VR video. By in town, I mean in Dallas, Texas. And him and I were sitting outside of a restaurant in a parking lot after the video was being filmed, and he was getting ready to go to the airport. And I was like, hey, I just want to like soft pitch you on this idea. Hear me out. And I kind of pitched him on this like gamified commerce brand where it's like every time you buy a product, it's a full experience and you can be entered to like win things at all times. And he liked the idea, but we didn't have a name. And so him and I sat there for about an hour and a half and kind of just like brainstormed names. I don't know who like gets full credit for Feastables. I can't remember who threw it out at the time. But I remember someone saying it, and it was like light bulb went off. He's like, that's really good. And then we went on social media, and we went and like grabbed the Twitter, grabbed the Instagram in that moment. And that's kind of how this idea first started. And then fast forward to today, it's been like a long road of trying to find a chocolate manufacturer, trying to find a CEO, trying to like build the team. It is very difficult to take a consumer products business from just idea to now launch, 2 years later. It's been a long road, but it's also been like, it's been so much
Yeah,
fun.
I mean, you touched on it that, it went from idea to actually now I have like real candy bars or real chocolate bars in front of me. What is the decision, or what has the process been so far? I know you even mentioned that this is maybe slightly different, or before we got on, we were talking about how this is slightly different than a MrBeast Burger. Like, just structurally, how is it different? But also, like, how much more involved are you like in this business versus maybe a MrBeast Burger, and like what does that look like, just getting this off the ground?
So structurally, MrBeast Burger is like it's called a JV. So it's a joint venture between us and Virtual Dining Concepts. And so thankfully they handle a lot of the operations side of running that business. This, however, is like a business that was started by Jimmy and I. He's definitely like the chief creative officer. We've had to take this thing a lot further. We've had to be involved in the logistics, the operations. It's been a lot more work. I think thankfully, MrBeast Burger was a little bit more plug and play. It's like we found someone that had the restaurant relationships that was able to get us into 300 locations within 60 to 90 days. Sourcing the chocolate and doing taste tests over 8 months. I mean, it's a little bit harder than like just creating a hamburger and convincing a restaurant to make that hamburger for you.
Yeah, and as far as even just like funding something like this, is this like you and Jimmy funding this project, or what does that look like to get this off the ground?
Yeah, initially we funded it. We kind of funded it at the beginning. We funded the first I don't know how many bars and the branding agency, and like the whole thing was completely funded by Jimmy and Knight. And so that's also been the difference, is like we didn't take on like a JV partner to come in and help fund the business. And so we even had to go out and like hire a recruiting agency to go source CEOs. We ended up hiring a guy named Jim Murray, who was the president at RX Bar.
Wow.
And he was, I think we probably interviewed, or I personally interviewed probably 15 people. And when we met Jim, we were like, he's the guy. This is the guy. And then we had to like figure out how we got him into Feastables. And then he brought along some executives that were also at RX Bar, and we've made some really key hires. And so I believe the team is 10 right now, with the social media team and everything else. And so we have organic chocolate. So it's all dark. Okay. So this is organic. We have one called Quinoa Crunch. And then you also have an almond as well. Yes. So we have 3 flavors right now.
I'm excited. It should be awesome. And so 3 flavors. Is there anything else I should know about this chocolate, like ingredient wise or anything like that?
What we looked at other snacks businesses in the space, and we were like, what don't we like about them, or what do we think needs to be changed? I think for us, like one thing that was really core to Jimmy's, like I don't want to be selling like sugary candy to kids or sugary snacks to kids. And so we had to kind of back up on the ingredients list and be like, okay, what are the ingredients that's needed, or where can we like mix and match things so we only have 4 to 5 ingredients in this bar? So you'll see the original chocolate, 4 ingredients. The Quinoa Crunch has 5 ingredients, same with the almond. And so that was really kind of the core of this business, is like, how do we do a better for you snacks product while also mixing in what we think Jimmy does really well, which is like this sweepstakes, rewards, like fully, we kind of call it like gamified commerce business. And so that's really the model that we're running with. New products, not going to get into that. I'll say there's a lot of things in the works, starting with chocolate bars. We'll see where this goes. I'll let Jimmy probably leak that stuff, which he probably will in the next few weeks. But yeah, there's a lot of things. This is a snacks company. This isn't a chocolate company. I think for us, it was launching it with chocolate, with the hook around, getting a mystery ticket, being able to compete in a MrBeast video to win the Feastables Chocolate Factory. Just to talk a little bit about this too. Yeah. So if you see your bar, just go to the back of the bar. Okay. So this is on the back of the bar.
Don't scan my code before I do, guys.
Just make sure you don't show them the peel. But so there's a QR code right here. You'll scan that with your phone. There's then going to be a peel right here. So you basically peel that off, and there's going to be a code on the back of that peel. And so you'll plug that into Feastables.com, and it's going to spin a digital wheel. And there's a lot of things that can be won. There's Teslas, there's PlayStations, there's like Super 73 bikes, there's like customized Beats by Dre headphones, there's a mystery ticket that gets you in a MrBeast video, and there's multiple people that'll be winning those mystery tickets. And so that's kind of the workflow, is like we want the sweepstakes to be easy to understand. And this, I think, is pretty easy to get. Scan, plug in your code, and you're going to have one on every single bar.
And is there a grand prize? Like, what's the ultimate grand prize here?
The grand prize is going to be the Chocolate Factory. And so I'm not going to give a lot of info on like what that looks like, or like, but people are going to be competing for a Chocolate Factory.
I hope I win. I hope I get to compete in this video. I'm literally going to be going out. Where can you buy these? Is it online only, or what does that look like?
Yeah, so Feastables.com is probably the first place that I would say people go. The next 2 we're distributed fully through GoPuff. I will say, if you order through GoPuff, they don't have a ton, and I know that's going to sell out very quickly. So if you have a GoPuff, I'd go there right now and order. And then the last place is you can get it on Walmart.com. There will be select MrBeast Burger locations that also have Feastables bars. It's a little bit hit or miss right now on which ones those are. We'll get into like retail launch strategy and everything like that later when we have like a larger suite of products.
Oh, I'm excited to try it. Which one should we start with?
Let's just do regular chocolate. Let's start there.
All right.
I've tasted a lot of these. I had to go through every iteration of this chocolate for the last year.
Ooh,
and
it's good.
Yeah, and my mother and my father and my sister were very involved in this taste process. This has 4 ingredients, like I said earlier. Not a lot to it, but it has a really deep
good chocolate
flavor profile.
I like that. This is like unbiased.
Then,
this is my first time trying this, guys. It's good.
And then let's go into crunch. So this is my favorite.
This quinoa crunch? I don't think I've ever had quinoa chocolate.
Quinoa crunch, very similar to a crunch bar that I think you guys have had that probably has 15, 20 ingredients. This has 5 because we added the quinoa.
That's good. You said this is dark chocolate? I wouldn't have been able to tell.
Yep, dark chocolate. Probably not the deep crunch that that the crunch bar has. It's a little bit more subtle. And then you also have almonds. I don't have an almond right now.
Guy, so.
Jimmy and I just got done with like a photo shoot last week, and he took all my almond bars, and so I have no almond left.
There's almond there.
I'll have you try the almond.
I can't focus it, but there's almond.
Yeah. I'm guessing this is going to be like a crowd favorite. I will say, like, when I have people try all three, a lot of people gravitate towards the Crunch Bar. But I do think almond's going to be one of the faves.
They're all good. They're all really good. I'm a fan. I don't know which one's my favorite.
So,
I honestly can't tell you.
And so you have a variety pack, so you have 18 bars. So they'll come in 3 different packs. So, well, you can buy a single bar through GoPuff, or you can buy a single bar through MrBeast Burger. This is one I have. This is 10 bars. So we'll do a 6-pack, a 10-pack, and then you have the 18-pack.
What that looks like.
Those will be the 3 ways that you can order Feastables bars right now.
This is the 18-pack, which is pretty intense.
That's the 18. So that's the 18 variety pack. So you'll get all 3 flavors in the variety pack.
I think it's just an awesome opportunity for Jimmy or MrBeast to really lean into his brand of, this mystery ticket launch strategy is uniquely Jimmy, and I think that's really awesome that he's able to pull this off.
Yeah, I mean, we gave that a lot of thought. Like, how do you launch a consumer snacks brand on top of like a person like MrBeast, but how do you keep it very organic to what his brand already is? There's a few things I think not a lot of creators think about. One is that, like, how do you keep it very authentic to what the brand currently is? And then the other thing is, like, how do you hire a very competent team to help you execute this? And I think this is where I see a lot of creators screw up. Is we were like, we're going to actually go hire a very good team to help us propel this brand, and we're going to go hire a really good operator like Jim Murray, who was at RX Bar. And I think a lot of you know how that turned out, to really run this business and be responsible for it.
There's just so much opportunity if you continue to lean into the gamification. I love the gamified commerce part that you leaned into, and there's going to be a really fun case study here of just how to launch a creator-run business, and you guys continue to lead the way.
I am nervous. Like, you and I are filming this on January 25th. We're 4 days from launch. There's so many moving pieces in launching a product like this, and the bars are coming from Peru. Good luck to the people that become mystery ticket winners and get to fly out to be in a MrBeast video. It's going to be a challenge. Obviously, with MrBeast, things are going to get a little crazier along the way, and so we have some stuff planned into the summer and into Q4 that we think people are going to get really excited about. And so yeah, it's an exciting time. Another brand launching. Glad you were able to taste it. I think I told you about this like 18 months ago.
You actually had initially told me about it as a beef jerky business,
yes,
and then watching it turn into this. I think this is a much better initial launch strategy, and so I'm really excited to see just how it goes. I mean, it's a perfect fit for all of you.
Yeah, we'll get into the beef jerky story at a later date, but yeah, I appreciate you trying it. Thanks, guys, for watching this video. We'll link it down below where you can get Feastables chocolate bars. We'll link the locations of all 3, and then probably give you guys some pricing. But good luck.
Good luck.
May the odds be in your favor, and I can't wait to see who the mystery ticket winners are.